What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at XRP to USD, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as Litecoin. More so, we're going to be spending a little more time on XRP. I've noticed that there are a couple interesting articles pumping out into the cryptocurrency XRP world, and I thought I would share that with the XRP community. Otherwise, we will be looking at the current coin market cap, as well as a recent breakout within XRP. Pretty interesting. I did find some current events that could be the reason for the breakout. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe. We're doing a giveaway at 12,000 subscribers. Make sure to leave a thumbs up, and let's jump into today's episode. So guys, doing some research, I found out this article on CoinDesk basically saying Ripple invests $750,000 to bring XRP to crypto wallet BRD. So I'm not really sure what mobile wallet provider BRD is, but it is partnering with Ripple's Xpring to boost XRP adoption. The company's announced Friday that Spring would invest 750 grand into BRD as a part of its effort to build the internet of value. As part of this new strategic partnership, BRD will integrate XRP and begin building Spring developer platform. The partnership and investment will enable BRD users to hold, buy, sell XRP to anyone in the world, and press release noted. So very interesting. We're incredibly excited joining forces with Ripple to bring XRP to our user base. BRD CEO and co-founder Adam Trademan said in a statement, Ripple understands the need for a strong wallet partner as they push into key markets like cross-border banking and remittance, so we are thrilled to help them achieve their goals. In addition, it is our plan to have BRD be the cheapest and easiest way to buy XRP moving forward. Very interesting, if you ask me. So what exactly is Spring? I did a little more research and found out Spring is a very cool yet interesting platform that Ripple decided to create. In the world of blockchain and the digital assets, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of interesting entrepreneurs flowing into the space. At Ripple, we want to act as a proverbial spring for the most serious ones, making sure they have the key essentials to grow their business and prosper. So basically, they're looking for opportunities to invest money into companies that can help potentially get them to grow at a bigger rate. That's why today we are announcing Spring, pronounced S-P-R-I-N-G, Spring. Spring is a new initiative by Ripple that will invest, incubate, acquire, provide grants to companies and projects run by proven entrepreneurs. Every entrepreneur will use a digital asset, XRP, and the XRP Ledger, the open source decentralized technology behind XRP, to solve their customers' problems in a transformative way. As a major contributor of the XRP Ledger code base and large holder of XRP, we often hear from entrepreneurs and developers that they'd like support in one form or another from XRP related projects. So very interesting. I do really find that creative that they're reaching out and investing quite a bit of money into different entrepreneurs and different companies that could be potentially helping the price boost up, with this more liquidity, more people getting involved in it. You'll notice XRP is number 3 with $12 billion in market cap. So they have plenty of money to invest 750 grand into a company, if not more, being that it's number 3 on here. And the only coin that's up today, I do really want to discuss that up compared to EOS, Binance, and Stellar. It's really kind of taken off being, in the number 3 position. And you can see this rally it started to make moves on. So very interesting. I do believe the articles do tie in. Not sure when this Spring one was just published. This was published 2 days ago or 3 days ago, so that may have an influence over the market right now that we're seeing, because inevitably that they're opening up trading on different platforms and exchanges ultimately allows for more volume to be pushed through the coin. And the volume currently is 1.5 billion, quite a lot lower than Ethereum or Bitcoin, but it's even lower than Litecoin too, which is quite interesting. Maybe we'll talk about that in another video, but I kind of wanted to share that news with you guys. Otherwise, moving on to the charts right now, XRP is what I wanted to start off with. So notice that for those of you who just discovered my channel, in regards to me finally discussing XRP on a greater note, there's a couple of things I want to discuss. So we usually do quite in-depth technical analysis, and on my previous videos we saw a descending wedge that was forming. Now notice how close this descending wedge was, not only to its high-low middle moving average, right on track of it, but it was forming confirming 2 points of downtrend. So we had 2 confirmations of this downtrend. Unfortunately, we didn't have a third until a couple days ago, where we pretty much ultimately said, okay, this is a downtrend. We do have a bottom support that's also in a downtrend as well, with resistance here, support. It's definitely here to stay, and it's going to probably stay on the market for quite some time now. What was interesting was a couple of days ago, once we projected downwards and bottomed off and hit the downtrend right here, or our bottom support, we started to open up into an uptrend with a small incline right here. Now, normally these don't hold well, but in this case it did, and we started to head up. A clear rejection off the downtrend right here, falling lower, and we actually managed to break through today, only today, the downtrend right here. Now notice we have broken through in the past. We've had major wicks in the past, and then we managed to consolidate and break downwards through it. So that is definitely an interesting, thing to pay attention to on XRP right now, is that, this was a great run up from 23 cents all the way to 29 cents. Huge margins to be made in terms of profit, but you have to consider that we are trading now at 61, still room to move upwards. I'd say at a max maybe up to 30 cents, 31 cents, the red band on the high-low middle moving average. But we should be expecting to retrace downwards due to the fact that we are kind of a little overextended, and the fact that we're finally retracing downwards after hitting a point of resistance, which is this green band. And you can see, yes, we have had movements where we broke into the red, but we immediately climbed back down. And that's unfortunately what I'm anticipating to see with an XRP right now. Some sort of either correction once we hit resistance up here, or the high-low MMA, the red band, and then immediately being thrown downwards back into our, falling wedge. So that is something to consider. If I add in the Fibonacci's, this kind of helps us out a little bit. You'll notice where we're getting intertwined in the Fibonacci's. We're dead center right inside of here, which is great to see. And hopefully we can play this out. If we use Fibonacci's correctly, we should be able to climb within it. And if we can just extend outwards, pretty much what today's candle will prove, it will decide and be the bigger factor in where XRP will continue to head. So we do look great right now. If we can close today's candle above here, I see no reason why we can't consolidate back down and continue to follow this uptrend up to potentially retracing up to 31 cents. But understand that there is resistance. We do have the red band and this resistance at 30 cents right here. So I think this is pretty much where it could be heading. So there may be more room for growth, but this all depends on where today's candle closed. If we retrace down below it and close today's candle below it, like we've seen wicks happen in the past, we've seen it here and we've seen it up here, then expect to see a retracement lower. If we do not, and we close today's candle up here, we could indefinitely be heading up higher. Also, let's just check out the weekly, showing us great opportunities for higher levels. You'll notice we are still below the high-low middle moving averages and the Fibonacci's, or sorry, just the Fibonacci's. I don't think the high-low MMA is on here yet. Nope, just the green band. So there is projected room for growth on the weekly. And then the 4 hours are probably overbought right now. Yes, just teeter-tottering on overbought. We are above the high-low MMAs. We do look good. You can see trading way above Fibonacci as well. Honestly, if we can continue to hold today's candle outside of this downtrend right here, we may be able to make some bigger leaps, eventually pulling back down to the support, climbing upwards. So great opportunity within XRP, I may say. Otherwise, to throw in some other cryptocurrencies into review for today, I do want to check out Ethereum. We'll wrap things up with Litecoin and Bitcoin. Ethereum hitting resistance on its Fibonacci's here, but in a great aspect, in a great area. If we can continue to hold sideways trading next to this green band on the Fibonacci and the high-low MMAs, I believe it's the high-low MMA. Let's see. No, high-low MMA is much higher. If we can continue to hold this bottom Fibonacci level right here and consolidate out, we should be able to get above it, and we should be able to reverse up and hit higher resistances and higher supports. So that's merely what I'm looking for. We look like we're projected up. It's similar to XRP right now in regards to charting. Let me just draw that on for you guys to pay attention to. Something like this, we are starting to see some sort of uptrend and incline right here, eventually with a resistance of around $200 on Bitcoin, or sorry, on Ethereum. Bitcoin merely trading out sideways, very similar to Litecoin right now. Litecoin's taking the biggest, most interesting pattern of all, just trading out sideways completely, no movement, just sideways trading, extremely low volume, and merely it's going to have this big projected jump any minute now, any day now. We're going to see a big jump, and it's just a matter of time. Every time we consolidate out like this, it's a benefactor of big volume moving in, and the fact that volume's pretty much died off completely does open doors for Litecoin to potentially jump up all the way to $70, if not hit our resistance of $80. So there is a big jump, and you do have to keep a very close eye on Litecoin. As for Bitcoin, Bitcoin seems to be in a major descending triangle, which does have some room, some projected growth. We could see a top of $9,000 within this coin, trading at $82.70 right now. But for the most part, we are going to probably consolidate out around the same prices that we are now for quite a couple weeks, unfortunately, before we see any major moves within volume. Otherwise, that will sum up today's episode. Guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.